find out how much I earned on my first BRRR property investment deal, where we did the refurb, the whole shebang, sourced to let, essentially, all within about 8 weeks. We managed to get this turned around in terms of buying it and getting a tenant in there. 8 weeks. Watch this video to find out how I did it, how much I spent, what the cash flow is, and how you can learn to do this too. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm talking all about one of my first BRRR property investment deals, where we did a full refurb of the property to try and add that uplifted market value and pull as much cash out as possible. So this particular property we purchased for £125,000. It's in the Ravensthorpe area of Peterborough, PE3. It's a nice area, loads of ex-council local authority houses, fantastic rental yield here, which is why we targeted it. £125,000 we purchased it for. The estimated refurb on this property, we estimate between £8,000 to £12,000. Did we go on target? We're going to run through all of this in the video, add it all up line by line, see what money we spent, see where we went wrong, what fuck-ups we made, especially expensive mistakes, so that you don't get stung by this in the future, how much money we had to pull out when we refinance, and what the monthly cash flow is going to be now we've got a tenant in there. So make sure you stay tuned. But before we do get stuck into that, make sure you hit that like button and that bell icon so that you get notified as soon as we post more videos. Okay, so here's the listing. We've got it listed. We've gone with Pennell & Partners. They're the agents who actually purchased this particular property through. You can see here it's got let agreed. It was literally listed I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and it was gone within 3 or 4 days after that, with a tenancy having been signed, paid their deposit and whatnot. So you can see here some of the pictures. We painted all the outside here. We've got that nice kitchen, brand new hob, nice, spacious. All of the tiled splashbacks look really nice. You can see here this is the bathroom, power shower fitted, nice spacious living room with large windows there. And here's one of the single bedrooms, 2 single bedrooms in this, and 1 master bedroom. Again, another picture of that separate toilet because they're separated out there. And if we look here, we can see the floor plan as well. So we've got the kitchen diner here, lounge there, large storage cupboard. It's very large, one of the biggest ones. We did contemplate actually converting this into a potential downstairs bathroom, but the costs involved did not add any value to the property, would not have got us extra rent, so we didn't do it. Entrance hall there, and you've got the meter cupboard there. Then upstairs, this is the floor plans. We've got bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bedroom 3. 2 equal sized bedrooms and a large master. Bathroom, cloakroom, landing, and the stairs down there. So it's a real nice laid out property. Fantastic for a small family, working professionals. This property, it really is great size. If it wasn't for the area, potentially I might even live there myself. But the area is just dodgy enough you wouldn't quite park your BMW there. So it's a lovely 3-bed house in the PE3 area of Peterborough. We purchased this off market for a friend of mine. That was off market through an estate agent. It was just before it got listed. We got that sale agreed, and it was £125,000 we purchased it for. Lovely 3-bed house. It's a really fantastic price. Looking at the local comparables for similar houses, even when we had the Rick's valuation come through, the closest comparables for a similar property in this area were £150,000. So it really was quite a good deal. The vendor was motivated. They wanted a quick sale. We completed within, I think it was 6 to 8 weeks where we completed in. So we did move fast on this. Absolutely, make sure you've got your solicitors, make sure they're moving fast, you've got all of your documents and all of your tax returns, get all of that sorted as soon as possible, because it's going to help get things over the line. So we purchased a property for £125,000 and we incurred some costs in purchasing this. So the biggest one, stamp duty. Purchased this for a limited company. So limited companies, you always pay that second higher rate of stamp duty, that 3%. So we paid £3,750 in stamp duty. Legal fees, including all searches and everything like that, came to about £1,800 in total. So far, the money in, we've got the mortgage deposit as well, which was £31,275. So the total money in initially to this deal was about £36,000 in order to get this deal over the line and get the keys. Now looking at it, houses in this area, they don't require a massive refurb. What they want is basically just fresh, modern decoration, so that's really good for a tenant. So as you can see in my previous video, we estimated between 8 to 12 to get this property fully done up, new carpets, new kitchen, new shebang, and get it let out and get a quality tenant in there. So we're going to run through each cost by cost now to see what I actually spent on the refurb and where we are in terms of profit and everything else. So we've got a new boiler put in, £1,500. However, this was actually a bit of a fuck up. Essentially, because we got a new boiler in, we went off a recommendation, and it turns out that the person who put the boiler in wasn't actually currently gas safe registered, so they couldn't sign it off. They left this completely up, completely up shit street. So at the end of the day, and they wouldn't reply to messages and things like that. So we're currently going through small claims court to look at getting some of our money back there. So that's just a word of warning about recommendations. Take recommendations with a pinch of salt, because any tradesman is only as good as their last job. If they're doing good work for somebody else, they might have different motivations. It doesn't mean they're going good for you. So as always, when you're doing any gas work done, make sure you're getting their gas safe card, confirming that it's the same person in the pictures, because if not, you might end up in a situation like I got myself in. So what we had to do in the end was we actually got a real gas safe person come around, and we had to pay them £300 extra to check all the work that had been done and wire up the hob and all things like that, and make sure that everything was completely all above board. So for those who are wondering about the tradesperson we use, I know a lot of people invest in Peterborough and the surrounding areas. It's actually D&D Plumbing, Darren Barker. He's on the JSM not approved list. We'll see if we can get, that BBC programme, Dom Littlewood, see if we can get him around there. Whatever you do not give this guy your money. He's a JSM rogue trader. So other costs that we incurred, we had to get a new fuse box and then a little bit of rewiring in the kitchen, because as you know, each separate electrical point in a kitchen has to have its own isolation switch. So all of that needed putting through in order to get a pass from the electrical installation condition report. So we had to spend £950 there in terms of getting the sparkies to come in and make sure everything is fully kitchen, bathroom, some of the rip out, all the waste disposal, getting the skips and all that kind of stuff sorted. We spent £4,750 there in terms of getting the new kitchen in, new bathroom, all of that kind of stuff. And then we had to get some extra door. We changed all the door handles, so they were all nice and matched. We got some new doors put in as well, downstairs, upstairs, just to make sure that everything's a nice high quality finish for our tenant. Luckily, carpet fitter, that was actually a score that came in under budget. I've got a good friend of mine that I went to school with, and he did us a good rate on a carpet. I'm happy to put you in touch with this guy. So if anyone who needs carpets in Peterborough, message me. His name's Kane, did an absolutely fantastic job. What we did is we ordered the carpets ourselves. The whole house was about £600 for all the carpets, and then we paid him a couple of £100 as a mate's rates to get that supplied. We had to reskim all of the ceilings in the house because it was that whole horrible Artexy kind of stuff. So we had all of the ceilings reskimmed. The kitchen needed some all the walls replastering, and so did the bathroom as well from the rip out. And that came in about £1,100 for the plasterer. And then decorating, we actually decorated ourselves. Do not do this, it wastes so much time. I hate decorating, I hate painting. Next time we are just getting the professionals in to do it. But in total we spent about £362 on paint. That was just the Leyland's and Johnstone's, that contractor white emulsion, and some cheap gloss as well. The Leyland's gloss, I think it was. That's what we paid for there. Then in terms of the garden, as you can see, we went as low maintenance as possible. All we did was all those paving slabs we actually reused. We found them in other areas of the garden. And then we just put some weed-proof sheets down, and then just that plumb slate all across the works, and that came into just under £300 in terms of the cost of getting that garden put together. So the total refurb costs are £10,567, which is kind of smack bang, almost in the middle of our budget. I think if we did this again next time, we would definitely get it a lot cheaper because we know where we can save money in terms of the kitchen, the bathroom, not getting ripped off by your boiler man, all those kind of things. So I reckon on the next one, project similar to this, we'll probably get the plasterer a bit cheaper as well. I think we'd like to be paying closer to 8 on a refurb of a 3-bed house in this area. So now for the exciting part, the total money in. As we know with BRRR, it's all about getting your money in, getting your money out, and getting on to the next property. So our total money in for this deal was £47,423.57. So just under £50,000 in this deal. Looking at the comparables, the closest comparables are £150,000 for 3-bed in this area. However, these are ones that are in pretty states of disrepair. They have not been refurbished in ages. They do need some work. They've not got new boilers. Looking at the closest comparables, I think that when we do come to refinance this, a market valuation anywhere between 160 to 165 is quite realistic. So for the purposes of the calculations here, we're going on a 160 end revaluation. So with that new 160 market valuation, we're about to get 75% loan to value, which means we're going to get a new mortgage out of 120k. We're going to repay our old loan of £93,725, which means we're going to get total money out on that end refinance of £26,275. So we'll get that money out when we come to refinance in just under 2 years' time. But ultimately, in the meantime, we are still going to be getting annual cash flow as well from that rental income, because as soon as we put it on the market, 3 or 4 days later, the tenant had paid their holding deposit and they had moved in within 2 weeks of us completing it and getting the keys listed and getting it with the agent. So really incredible turnaround there. Because as we know, the more voids you have, the less rent you're getting. So we want someone in there as soon as possible. And over the next 2 years, in terms of rental income profit that we'll be getting, we're going to get just under £10,000 worth of rent coming to us, profit per month, cash flow, just under £10,000. So over the next 2 years, once we've refinanced, pulled our money back out, and the rental income, we'll have pulled out about £35,000 in total of cash back in our bank account, which means we'll have just over £11,000, £1,144 left in the deal, which is producing us annual rental profits of $4,852, which is an incredible 42% ROI, return on capital, which is really fantastic, and we're happy with this deal. So as you can see here, it's currently let out for £750 per month. We've got a mortgage of £271. We are having this one managed for us, which is about £60 a month. Landlord insurance at 12. So monthly cash flow is about 404. That's hitting the bank each and every month from this property. We've not factored in any maintenance at the moment because all of the work that's been done, the kitchen, the bathroom, the boiler, that's all fully warranted based on the fact that it's just been freshly refurbed. So we've not factored in for that, but usually if it's an older property, we would factor in 10% for maintenance. So based on the fact that it's going to be generating about £4,800 per year in rental income, we should have all of our money out of this deal in about 4 years, and at which point the house is fully paid and it's just generating pure profit from that point onwards. So I really hope you enjoyed this video running through my first BRRR deal. What we're doing now is just going full steam ahead and looking for more deals like this in the Peterborough and surrounding areas. So if you've got any deals, show them to me. I might very well be interested, and it's just a case of building up the property portfolio here. As you can see in my other video, how about setting goals through property to achieve long-term wealth. That's what I'm trying to do, trying to get that 100k a year rental profit, that cash flow that's going to fully fund my lifestyle and be passive income. So if anybody who wants to know what BRRR is, watch my video with Natasha Friend, who's a BRRR expert. She's got a very large property portfolio and she's certainly helped me a lot when it comes to finding this deal and might help along the way. So definitely do check that out, because if you want to learn about this strategy, she is the person to speak to. Otherwise, make sure you hit that subscribe icon for more property videos, more tax videos, and more money that are going to help save and make you money. Bye for now, guys.